Welcome back, everyone. My name is Max. I'm a communication skills coach. What I do on this channel is I look at all different types of people's communication skills. If you haven't yet, boom, boom, boom. Hit that subscribe button. Today we're going to be checking out an Italian band called Måneskin. First time checking them out ever. So here we go. Let's get started. Thank you for being here. So they kind of got a rock and roll vibe going on. If I got the names correctly, I think I do. We've got in the pink here, that's Damiano. To the left of him is Thomas. Then we've got Victoria and Ethan.
Victoria, what a year you've had.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We've been doing a lot of stuff we can't even remember. But we've been like touring around the whole world and doing some crazy stuff. So we're very glad.
It's been a non-stop drive. Like it's so weird when we think that it's just 1 year, because it feels like it's 5.
Damiano certainly has a cool vibe to him. Seems really laid back. You look at his body language, the way he's sitting, he looks as relaxed as ever, calm, cool. And it looks like he's got a cool little dynamic with Victoria there. She actually comes off right away as a little bit more extroverted than Damiano.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Then you got Ethan over there, just looking at him. He looks like he's a great listener. He looks like he really watches people. Thomas, he kind of seems a little spacey.
Out, and we can wait to do this over and over.
Yeah, I mean, you know you're a rock star when you're rocking this kind of outfit. Like, there's only a select few of people in the world that can pull this off. He's just got that rock star image.
Can you remember how you were feeling, Ethan?
From an hour right before.
Yeah, so before you did the grand final performance.
I think we probably were just, we were just like in the dressing room getting prepared and
for the performance. Yeah.
with a lot of anxiety.
Interesting, just a note that the interviewer asked Ethan a question. And
feeling, Ethan?
you know, he was thinking seriously about how he wanted to answer. Then you saw kind of Victoria jump in there.
I think we probably were just
Potentially as a way to help him, to sort of assist him. She seems to sort of take on that assistant role right away. That's sort of my impression. Like, she kind of helps the guys communicate in a way. If I had to guess, she seems like she's definitely the most extroverted in the sense that it just comes most naturally to her.
Did you feel nervous at that point? I mean, you'd sung the song so many times, hadn't you? I think people now know you have to sing it 20 times in the week.
But it's still...
Check out Ethan just like listening in, like fully engaged.
Sung the song so many times, hadn't you?
Ethan's one of those guys that strikes me as someone that it's nice to be around because he's tuned in, he's listening, he wants to hear what you have to say, or at least he's showing those signs that he is. And they actually all seem like quite an engaged bunch. Damiano's kind of got like a serious glare when he's listening in. That could just be his way of absorbing information.
And then you won.
165 points, and that means we have a winner!
Fantastic! Italy is the winner of the Eurovision Song Contest 2021. What an evening, Robert!
Ethan was in shock there, it looked like.
2021.
They look like they are genuinely moved here. This obviously meant like the world to them. You can see it all over their faces.
To the whole Europe, to the whole world, rock and roll never dies!
Love that passion.
Does it feel like a homecoming?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Every time we're like back, it's fun because like we have this thing.
With Damiano, like he really does watch you, right? He's watching this interviewer.
Yeah, it does.
He seems to be someone that might be, you know, sort of like a BS detector. He can kind of figure out if someone's being sincere or authentic or not. Like he just sort of repels from inauthenticity. Kind of get that sense from him. Whereas maybe someone like Victoria, she's just more concerned about just getting along with people. Maybe Ethan and Thomas as well. Like Damiano, maybe he's just a little more skeptical in that way.
This thing, like at X Factor, because that's where we started, then at Sondheim, and then at Eurovision. So it's fun every time we go back.
I like Victoria. Like I think she's engaging, something we can do as communicators. I always tell people she seems to be gesturing a lot.
At X Factor.
Generally, that's a sign of someone who's into what they're saying. They're confident about what they're saying. The most popular TED Talkers gesture almost twice as much as the least popular TED Talkers.
Very nice.
I think we should talk about the fact you're returning to the stage to sing.
I gotta laugh at Damiano though, just like having a pause on the video right here. He kind of looks like a diva, you know? He kind of carries himself like a diva.
LA for that, and working with maybe the greatest songwriter working at the moment, Max Martin. Damiano, what was that like?
It was great. We met and worked with a lot of artists, but
Ethan looks like he's like in the middle of a meditation class here. You know, he switched from being super engaged to like now seeming to be super in his own world over here. He's either tuned in 100% to the people around him, or he's tuned in 100% into his own world. Either way, whatever world he's in, he seems to be extremely present in that world.
I think also ever. Like if you look back to his career, there's too many great songs that he worked on, and working with him was very was first of all was kind of a lesson. Like I feel like I learned a lot from him and from his old.
Yeah, Damiano seems like a pretty serious person, or at least in this interview, he's conducting himself in that way.
I think it has been great because he didn't try to change us, and he just took what we were already doing and.
I was really tuned in to listening to Damiano there, and the reason why, and this is something that I think about all the time, is when you hear credible people in their field speak highly about someone else in their field.
Too many great songs that he worked on.
There's something captivating about that, and I think part of it is it showcases and demonstrates their humility. As an audience, we're drawn to that. We're drawn to people speaking highly about other people. We like seeing that, especially with people who are super successful. Like, we like seeing that they can be humble.
Last year, what's been the most surreal moment?
I think like the Iggy Pop moment was like my most blown away moment.
So take us back to it. What happened?
Basically, we were in the studio, and then they told us that Iggy, like...
You see Ethan there, like he was sort of wanting to get involved.
I think like the Iggy Pop moment was like my most...
See, Ethan's the type of guy who can be very involved in the conversation, it seems like, without actually saying anything. You see him communicating with Victoria there with head nods, like, yeah, he's like, yeah, that was a big moment. You can still be very involved in a conversation without actually saying anything. Like, his presence is still felt here.
The studio, and then they told us that Iggy liked our music and was interested in collaborating with us. So then we made like this Zoom call, and he started recording like our song in front of us. And we're like, this is not really happening, is it? It was so crazy.
There was like so many things that we
I like how Ethan gave Victoria the room to finish her response there.
Recording like our song in
Something else we can pick up as communicators. I think Ethan's showing a lot of patience. I think he's actually, although not saying a lot, showing some good communication skills, whether it was being really present, actively assisting Victoria and validating a response with his head nodding, but also giving her the space to finish, just like a good sort of sidekick here.
is opening for the Stones at the stadium. This was our first stadium in our whole career, so it was like incredible to have like all the crowd all like around the cube at the stadium. And we also did Coachella, and we also did our first gig in New York, Albury Ballroom. It was so amazing.
What was Coachella like, Tom?
That's cool. I liked Ethan's little bit there. Every time he sort of finished a point, he would make sure to look at the interviewer in the eye to sort of almost emphasize that point.
First gig in New York.
Also as a way potentially to make sure that he was connecting with the interviewer.
Thomas, what was Coachella like? How did you find it?
It was crazy. I mean, it was our first time. The both weekend was really cool, and I don't know, the crowd, the energy was really fun, to be honest.
Thomas is cute, huh? He's kind of like got this like he reminds me of a little boy in a way. He seems just like a bit more uncomfortable, a bit on the shyer side. You look at someone like Damiano, you look at his body language, He's kind of relaxed. He's sitting back. He's chilling out.
I feel like I learn a lot from him and from his old.
Someone who's a little more fidgety or quick with their movements, it's generally a tell that they're a little more uncomfortable.
Our first time that we had the possibility to play there.
Body language tells us a lot, right? Body language is just more instinctual. So if we're comfortable, we're comfortable. We're not comfortable, we're not comfortable. It's hard to hide that with our body language. You can, but it's harder.
There was a lot of people coming toward us, and I don't know you, but you did great. Come on,
Cool.
I'm gonna start following you. And old people, like
Old people.
not old people, like grown people.
Damiano, I could see being very intimidating to be around when you're speaking to him. You're not sure. You're like, is this guy sizing me up? What's up? Is this guy? I think he's just kind of taking you in. He's really assessing you. Like I said before, he's probably got a really good bullshit detector.
Welcome home to the Eurovision Song Contest, the grand champions. You're ready now to hand it over to somebody else.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
It's like handing over the relay battle.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Right on. That was my first look at Måneskin. They're cool, man. They're cool. They're different. Guys, as always, if you want to watch my uncut reaction, all you need to do is click on my Patreon link below. I also go live every week on my Patreon page. You can join me. We watch videos live. You can request videos. We hang out. Lots of cool stuff on my Patreon page. Great community. Would love you to be a part of it. Other than that, my name is Max. I will catch you soon. Peace.